property came off the market today. I know I'm
Sorry.
sure you know your property. You're good. I'm sure you know your property came off the market today, and I'm calling because I am confident I can sell your home and wanted to meet with you for just 20 minutes to show you exactly what I do differently. Would 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock be better?
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Appreciate the phone call, but I'm not selling anymore.
Oh, you're not selling anymore. Okay, so you're
Nope.
just gonna keep it off. You're just gonna keep it off the market then?
Yep.
Okay, got it. And when do you think you might put it back on the market?
I haven't really thought about that yet. It just doesn't seem like it's selling, so I'm not even gonna think about it right now.
Okay, got it. So you haven't really thought about when you'll put it back because it hasn't been selling. Yeah, I can see it's been on the market. It was on the market for about 3 or 4 months. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, got it, got it. And it sounded like you feel like it won't sell at this point. Now let me
Mhm.
ask you, if you were absolutely confident that your property would sell, would you put it back on the market and sell it now?
I guess, yeah, that seems to be the issue is it's not selling. So,
Yeah, and absolutely. And I can hear in your voice that you're very frustrated at this point. And so what I'd like to propose is why don't I come by for just 20 minutes and show you what my team and I do differently to get homes sold. And at the end of our meeting, you'll have all the information you need in order to figure out the best and make the best decision for you. So would 3 o'clock work for you today or would four be better?
I appreciate that, but I guess I haven't really thought about what I want to do if I do want to try to sell it again. I just assumed I
Mhm.
wasn't going to. But you're
Okay.
saying if it can sell, then that's something I'll have to think about. So I don't really know if that's something I want to do or not.
Okay, got it. So even if you could sell it, you're saying that you don't know what you would do. Are you saying in terms of where you live? Is that the concern?
I guess I just no, I know where I would move to. I had a plan and everything. I just
Okay.
haven't. I was just under the mindset. It came off the market a few days ago, and I was just under the mindset that I would just keep it off. And I haven't really spent
Mm,
given much mind to if I would relist it or not. So it's kind of like a new, you know what I mean? I
it's
haven't
a
really thought about this yet.
yeah, I can appreciate that, and I completely understand. Obviously, you had plans to sell it, and then the property didn't sell, and then the plan changed, and now I'm explaining how the plan would change again, and I can understand all the
Exactly.
yeah, it is a lot absolutely for your mind to wrap around. And at the same time, if I could show you how by listing your property with me, that process would be as seamless as possible, where it wouldn't because I am confident if I can show you if I can help you see how confident I am that your property would sell, would that be something that you would consider?
I would probably consider it, but let's just do this. You know, if you have a buyer right now, you sound like you do real estate and you do it sound like you're doing pretty well. So if you have a buyer, which I'm sure you have plenty of, just bring a buy. And in the meantime, I'll think about if I want to relist it or not. So let's do that.
Well, I absolutely appreciate that. I do work with a lot of buyers and sellers in the area, and I absolutely will see. This is my first time coming across your property, so I will definitely check to see if I have anyone who's potentially interested. And let me ask you this: so you are interested in relisting the property, and it kind of sounds like you really don't want to start the process unless there's a buyer present. Is that kind of what I'm getting a sense of?
I don't know if I'm interested in relisting.
You don't know if you're
That's yeah,
okay.
that's I guess that's the hesitation. I don't know if I'm that's something I gotta talk about the wife, talk to the wife with and think about myself. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I can completely appreciate that. And I can understand where you're coming from because the whole relisting process with how other agents do it, it's a long process. I mean, you sit through a 2-hour meeting, you have to have tons of strangers come through your home, open houses. I'm imagine you're kind of tired of the whole
yeah,
hustle, bustle of it all. Is that
definitely, 100%.
yeah, and and I understand. I know how other agents work, and they kind of almost treat your house like a train station, and you're kind of like, I still live here.
Stampeding through. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to assure you too, because I know and I get the sense that it's a big concern for you that when if I were to list your property and if we were to work together, it would be different. I understand
Okay,
that
how would it be different?
Yeah, and I love that you asked that question. So with me, I pick up very easily on my goal is to make sure that each client is satisfied with the sale of their property, not only at the end, but also during. So in your instance, I would work with you to make sure that only pre-qualified buyers are going through your property. You know what I mean? Like instead of just having this trampede through of just average strangers and different neighbors and picking and prodding, my goal would be make sure that we keep this listing hyper focused because it is a beautiful home. It's definitely higher price tag. And we just want to keep it focused on getting you pre-qualified buyers into the property. So if there were a way to arrange that where it's instead of every single week, it's, I don't know, 40 strangers coming through your home. It's one appointment where it's a set 5 buyers who have been pre-qualified coming into your property. Is that something that kind of sounds a little bit more manageable in terms of relisting your property?
I mean, yeah, 100%. I mean, a big issue that me and my wife were so um not happy about was
Mhm.
there, it seemed like there were so many people coming through our house, which, was fine as long as it means we're getting a lot of business. But then we had a few lowball offers. That was it. With as many people coming through our house, I was really confused and that was really frustrating. It's not something I want to do again. So
Yeah,
if you could do that, that would make more sense.
yeah, and absolutely, and I couldn't agree anymore. So why don't we do this? Why don't we meet today at 4 o'clock, and I'll show you how we're going to do just that, and also show you how we're going to get your property sold for top market price in the least amount of time. And at the end of the meeting, you can make the best decision for yourself. So would 4 o'clock work for you?
Well, I'd actually be more free towards 5, but tell me, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, that'd be great if you could only have qualified buyers, like you're saying, come in, but how are you even gonna, like, what are you gonna, like, the other guy couldn't get offers, like serious offers in, so what are you gonna do to bring the higher offers in?
Yeah, you know what, Evan, you are a smart guy, and that is an
Thanks.
absolutely great question. Yeah, so 5 o'clock works for me. And at our meeting at 5, what I'll do is I will show you the differences between, have you heard of passive marketing versus active marketing?
Maybe, I think so.
Okay, got it. So in our meeting, I'll kind of go into the differences between those two things. And what you have 99% of the agents doing is they're taking a passive marketing approach where they put up a sign, put it on the MLS, and kind of just sit back and wait for buyers to come along. And I'm a very active and aggressive agent. So my goal every single day that I have your listing is to find the specific buyer that is perfect for your property. That is my job. And so I will go into detail. It's a kind of a 16-point marketing plan. And I would go into detail in terms of how I've done that. Not only, I mean, in this past month, I did it for a property and found a buyer out of state. So I would go into that process with
Wow.
you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, and what if the
Yes.
buyer doesn't, what if the buyer doesn't exist? What if I'm asking too much? I don't like, what if all the work you're doing is, I mean, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And that's a very genuine concern. And so I haven't seen your property yet. And that's also why it'll be extremely helpful for me to come by at 5 and then I can take a look at your property, see what buyers are seeing, and then we can kind of work together on the best price to make sure that we do get a buyer. Does that make sense? Because
Sure.
yeah, okay, perfect. So 5 o'clock today, does that work for you?
Yeah, let's do 5.
Okay, perfect. And then so that I can better prepare for our meeting. Dot dot dot. Woo! My God.
Smooth, smooth. Got this down.
No. With you, yeah. When I'm in like a freaking call, I'm like, okay, bye.
I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. Well, how do you feel about that then? Just the,
I liked it. Yeah,
yeah.
it was definitely a new objection that like I wasn't used to,
Mhm.
which I liked. And then yeah, I definitely made a point to try to repeat and improve a little bit more. I feel like I almost got repetitive, so I like in my approvals, so I tried to switch gears a little bit, but yeah.
No, I thought it was good. I mean, I was kind of giving you like I was kind of hinting towards the same objection, like like on I was being repetitive a little bit. So you're trying to attack that from different angles. So I think that worked great.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing that I was like, ah, if she said that, that would have really hit home just because I know it's been said. And I know you said it a lot and Jackie said it is when I was saying, like, what if there is no buyer for my home? Like the line that goes, you and I both know there's a buyer out there for your house. It's my job to go and find,
Oh,
like, that would have been like,
Damn, that's good. Okay, that's good. You and I both know that there's a buyer for your house. It's my job to find them. You and I both know there's a buyer for your house. It's my job to find them. I like that. Okay. That's really good. Okay.
Yeah, but I
I
mean,
like that.
killing it still. So are you making for sale by owner calls?
I'm not. I feel like I'm not. No, I'm not. I should, but I'm not. I don't know. I feel like for me, I don't know, because I haven't like learned the presentation. I like know barely the scripts and objections, so I haven't really focused on
Yeah,
it.
I
Yeah.
just feel like you're nailing these expired calls so much. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe we should do something that's like a little more productive to you because like you know what I mean?
I know I should do physical calls. Okay. Well, yeah, we should go back into those.
Or presentations
Okay.
that ever make you feel more comfortable to actually make the calls. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah. We should probably do physical calls because I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know.
that's me on
Okay.
expired. So
Yeah, yeah. And then Fizzos too. I always get like so I told you about that. Yeah, how there was like a really good Fizbo deal. And I'm like, she's like, bring me a buyer. I'm like, all right, cool. And then it's just like, it's like very tempting for me to like pitch it to developer clients and be like, hey, there's this property. But
yeah,
yeah. All right, your turn.
makes sense. Okay, so you just want to give me a few objections. I think my plan is first I'll tell you how I will handle it because I still need to practice. I'll tell you how I think I'm going to handle it and I'll actually try to handle it. So, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so what objection do you have for me?
Okay, we're at the listing presentation.
Mhm. Yeah, I know it's kind of on the spot, and hard to do.
No, 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 you're good. Let me think through it. Okay, so at the listing presentation, um, can you go through just like a sentence in terms of how you structure the listing presentation?
How I structure it.
Yeah, like the outline. Is it
Okay.
like, yeah,
So first, I'm just going to introduce myself. Second, I'm going to talk about economics and supply and demand, and then I'm going to go into the stats as far as the supply and demand, and then I'm going to go into the stats as far as 26 or 24% of how much they sell less, and then I'm going to
okay,
go into what I do differently. I
okay,
might throw in the different types of buyers depending on how they feel, the different types or the issues with closing, things
okay,
of that nature.
okay, okay. I got it. Um, I mean, we think we're just going to keep thinking about it. And yeah, we just appreciate you coming over. But I think we need to just think about it. You get this one a lot, huh?
No, I have it in my head. Like I prepared for this. I knew this was like going to be like the first one you asked, and like I got it. Now I don't have it.
Okay.
So my plan would be to repeat and improve, obviously, and then say, I think I just want to be straight up honest with them and say, you know what, I've given you all the information, blah, blah, blah. I know if we wait and think about it, there isn't really much to think about it. I think the hesitation is just because it's a big decision. So, and my job as a real estate agent is to problem solve. So let me help you do that. Okay. So I hear you want to think about it, and that makes sense. It's a really big decision, right?
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it would make sense to make sure you're thinking everything through. And here's where I'm at, Dominique, is what we've talked about today, most of it hasn't been new information. I've given you some stats as far as, 8% buyers or 8% are for sale by owners. But you already knew most homeowners sell with an agent, right?
Yeah,
And
for the most part, yeah.
yeah, and I already talked to you. I did talk to you about how for sale by owners tend to sell for about 25% less, which I guess that's new information. But you already knew that for sale by owners tend to sell for less, right? On average.
Honestly, no, we didn't.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and I don't know. I would still probably have to, because I know you mentioned we should look at the read the study. So I think I want to read the study myself to
Mhm.
see what they're talking about, because that's kind of because we
Sure.
picked out our price based off what other agents gave us. So I think, yeah.
Mhm. So does what we has what we've talked about as far as the exposure and the lack thereof, does that make sense as to why for sale by owners sells less?
I mean, it could make sense of it. I just think that it we've had I mean we've had a lot of exposure, and then
Mhm.
and now but from what you're saying, it honestly looks like we just need to get on the MLS. So and we there's like a flat fee company that can do that for $400. So I think they have a package where they'll include negotiation too for like $600 or something. So I think that kind of might
Okay,
work better
that's
for us.
that's good. So from there, I think I would might after what so I think first I would go into talking about how even for sale by owners, when they're listed for sale by owner on the MLS, still sell for about 15% less, which
Okay.
is, I don't know, that's probably gonna be hard for them to believe, but I mean, just the research I've done, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
don't know if I should go there with that, but also they mentioned they've had a lot of buyers, which is where Jackie usually likes to go into the fact that only 4% of buyers are real buyers that are ready,
Yeah.
willing, and able. So I might go into that.
Do
But
you
then,
have now when you're there, do you have like the actual like stats with you? You should,
okay,
because I feel like, yeah, I think Jackie's said that you should like bring
I
it
think I
with
should
you so you
too.
can show them. Yeah.
Because what I was gonna say is if they actually do want to go and look at the studies, like that's more of a I mean, I can't really help that. I have to wait for them to go and look at the study. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like what you
But you
said.
don't. Yeah, but you
But if I
don't
have it
want
on
them
me,
to wait.
yeah,
Yeah, you have them
exactly.
on them. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's my plan there. So I guess I'll go into so I appreciate that you want to go and go with a flat fee broker and make sure you're getting on the MLS because that's where more of the serious traffic is, and I think that's a great idea. Um, that's what I would do personally if I was dead set on going for sale by owner. The only issue with that is they still sell for significantly less, even when on the MLS, just because they have that for sale by owner stigma. They have that label on them that you're sticking with. Um, and I don't know how I'm going to go into that. That might be something that's hard to believe, but I actually brought some stats with me that show these are the top 3 flat fee brokers. I'm sure this is one of the Intermountain Properties is probably the one you were going to go with. It's the most popular one. I also
Yeah.
throw in the extra, the next 2 most popular ones. And here's our average per square footage for Davis and Weber. I'll do whatever county we're in. Here's the average square footage price for the county that we're in. Okay, that's that's not bad. But then let's look at the average for the rest of the MLS in this county. It's about 15% higher. It's about $30 extra per square foot. And I know $30 per square foot, $30 may not seem like a whole lot, but when you have 3,000 square feet in this house, that's $90,000. Quick math,
Yeah.
boom, that's $90,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No, that is
and
a
that's
lot.
that's a lot of money. And even when you're still saving money because you're not going with an agent, but you're still having to pay for a flat fee broker, but you're still losing out and you're not getting top market value. And I know top market value is what you want, right?
Yes, yes, it is. That
Okay.
is what we want. Yeah, I think that's something that we hadn't seen before. I guess
Mhm.
with can you do it for like a 4% commission? Or maybe if you so let's do it like this. If you can't, because you've
Sure.
made a good spiel. So if you can't find a
Thank
buyer
you.
within the first 30 days, like I feel like your commission should go down after that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so we can start at 5%, and then for each 30 days, we'll just drop it 1%. And then, you know what I mean?
Mhm. No, I appreciate that. And so my commission is 6%. And the reason I charge 6% is because I know what I'm worth and I know what's also going to get you the most money, which may seem counterintuitive to spend more money to get more money out, but that's kind of how investments work. And as far as lowering my commission after a certain time, the average day on market here is 14 days. Do I expect
Okay.
that your house is going to take 2 months to sell? No, it's possible. I know what I'm going to do to sell your house, and that's going to be working every day to go and find out the buyers that are going to bid on your house. A big part of how long it takes to sell. I was gonna say the big part of on how long it takes to sell. One of the biggest factors is where we price it at, and then that
Mhm.
would go into price. So I don't know if that's the strategy I want to take there.
Yeah. So I would say I would definitely hone in on that investment piece. Like,
Okay.
I wouldn't graze over it too much. I would really be like, this is an investment.
Okay.
Like with any other investment, the more you put in, the more you get out.
Okay.
And it's the same thing with my commission.
Okay. So it sounds to me like you want to. It sounds like I've kind of convinced you that you maybe should work with an agent. A professional real estate agent is the best choice financially, but you want to see if you can save money on that commission. Is that right?
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
still want to save. We still have to move to Ogden, so we still
Yeah.
have to save,
And
get
if it
as much
doesn't,
money as possible.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
And if it doesn't sell in a certain amount of time, then lower the commission because you know what I mean. They're not doing their job as well as they've advertised, right?
yeah,
And that makes sense. Dominique, my commission is 6%, and I know the blah 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 6% because I know what I do is I know how much my time is worth. Blah, blah. What did I say the first time? What the fuck?
it was like value of your
Yeah.
something.
Oh, because I know the value that I bring in, and I know the best price. Jeez. I know the value that I bring in, and I know how to get you I know investing a certain amount of money into a real estate agent is going to get you the most out. And that's how investments work, right? Look, there's plenty of agents out there who will charge you 4%, like you were saying earlier, 2%, 1%. They'll charge you a flat fee of, $1,000 or $2. There's agents out there who will work with you. I won't say that. There are agents out there who will do, they'll charge certain X amount of dollars after 2 months and lower commission after a month, like you were saying also. And those are bargain agents. And there's more than 50% of the agents out there will do that for you. Okay. I'm not a bargain agent because I know the value that I bring to the table. Okay. If you've heard of the term, you get what you pay for, right?
Yes.
This is one of those moments. You get what you pay for. Do you want
Yeah.
and I'm assuming you want the best, blah, blah, blah. I don't know where to go from there other than just trying to
No,
close.
yeah, like, no, try,
Okay.
feel it out. Yeah, just feel it out. You
Okay.
got something, so feel it out.
Okay. And you get what you pay for, right?
Yes.
That makes sense. So I know you do want the best for this house. I know you want to move dog with the most money in your pocket. And I know that this is the best route to take. Sometimes you have to take the best route to get the best result. And this is one of those times. So
Okay.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, just, and then, so then,
So
let it, okay, so, but like, what's the price? Where do we need to be at price wise?
okay, so before I'd like to talk price with you. That's why I brought the CMA here for you. And before we go into price, I want to make sure that we're on the same table as, do you feel that I'm the best agent to be working with you? That I'm the best financial decision you can make as far as the sale of your house?
I mean, it depends on how you price it, so I think we want to know the price.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as to make sure I understand, if we can agree on a price, you're good to go ahead and get started and get to work today, so I can start making phone calls tomorrow morning and go and find a buyer for you.
If you can, I mean, I guess if you're sure that your commission, like, I don't want to take a huge price cut and pay a commission at the same time. So
Of course,
if
of course. I
yeah,
wouldn't either.
so so I think that's the biggest thing. And so I know you mentioned on the phone that you would make up your commission. I just need to see that before I can make a decision. Yeah.
Okay, so would you start to go into price there in CMA, or would you try to double down and make sure, like, would you keep beating on that?
I would honestly go into price. Like, if
Okay,
you're hitting,
that's what I would
yeah,
do.
I would go into price, because if you're hitting a wall and they're setting up a condition where they have to see price, I would go into price.
Okay, that's what I would do.
Yeah. Yeah. So then
Okay.
let's go into price, and then let's say you want to
Fuck.
price it. Yeah. So let's say you want to price it, I don't know, $50,000 less than I have it, or
Sure. We'll go
okay.
550 to 500.
Hmm?
550 to
550,
500. Yeah.
Okay. So then,
So looking at all these, looking at the prices that we have here and the homes that we have here and the comps that we've looked at, based on these from an unbiased position, what do you think we should price your home at to sell?
I mean, I think I see where like 500,000 seems to be a recurring theme, but I know our house is better than those. So I
agree
would
in a lot
say,
of ways.
yeah, I just think that we should keep it at like 5, maybe 525.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So 525, and I don't think that's out of the ball. What's the term? I don't know. I don't think that's out of the range. 525, I think that's not too bad of a price. Looking at these homes, and I think your house does have some features that are above the features that these houses that we've looked at. But it's also very similar in a lot of ways. So let's talk about the features that you have that are different. You redid your kitchen, right?
Yeah.
This house also has a new kitchen. It was done a year before you did yours, so it's not quite as new. But they also have a nice backyard too. So if we look at these houses, they all seem to have certain features. I don't know if I want to go into that, but they'll have these features that make them a little bit different, and a little bit nice, and yours has your own too. So looking at these prices, and keep in mind that they have their own unique and redone features too. What do you think a buyer would be willing to pay for your house?
I mean,
Again, from an unbiased position, I know it's hard as the homeowner, but we have to be looking at it from the buyer's perspective because who's gonna buy your house.
Well, but now you're telling me that I have to list it, so I have to list it for 500,000, lose out on 50,000, and then pay a commission of 6%, so another 30,000. So that means I basically am gonna net less than I would have before if I'd sold it at 550.
If you can sell it at 550 for sale by owner, this is where I want to go over here because I don't want to be too honest. If you can sell it at 550 for sale by owner, please do. The thing is, we talked about what your best route is to get the highest priced. And to be quite frank with you, if I can't sell it at 525 or 550, then no one can. Okay, because no one's going to put in the work that I'm going to put in, and no one's going to do the marketing and bring in the quality of buyers that I'm going to bring in. So I reassure you that I can sell for the highest priced. The reason we're talking about price is to figure out what that highest price is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I don't want to, but then people are still going to lowball it, and then it's going to be.
Of course. You're going to get lowballs. You're going to get serious offers too. There's going to be a mix of all.
Well, okay. Well, I'm not accepting anything below 500,000 then.
I wouldn't expect you to. I wouldn't expect you to.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well,
So is 500,000 the price that we can agree on?
yes, if you can find a buyer in
Okay.
the 14 days, then yeah.
Awesome. Oh, 14 days.
Yeah, that's the average market. You
Oh,
said.
I see. Oh, yeah. Okay. And Dominique, you said 14 days, and that is average days on market. And I would talk about my DOM, but I don't have any. And to be quite frank with you, some of my houses sell in a few days, some of them sell in a month. Okay. It really depends on the house. Do I think this one's going to sell pretty quick? I do. But again, to be straight up and honest with you, I think it's going to sell quick, but I cannot guarantee anything. Okay. Is that fair?
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So I'm going to write 500,000 the price. You're actually going to do that in Utah. So 500,000, I'm going to sign that here, and then I'm going to hand this over to you. And what does Jackie say? I need to get this closed better. She said,
and we'll go ahead and get started on getting your home sold. Yeah.
And we'll go ahead and get started on getting this home sold.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Geez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. Okay.
No, you're good. I think you need to like I feel like you're in your head a lot while you're doing it. And
Yeah, I
it's just
am.
like, yeah, I think you just need to like let it, because you have some good points, but then you stop yourself. So I feel like you just need to let it flow out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've just lost so much confidence after going on all these appointments. I'm like, what the hell? No, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
You should ask the people that you've gone on appointments with, like, just give them, or like, yeah, give them a call back, take a different voice and be like, hi, this is a broker of Evan. We saw he went out to your property. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
seriously,
no, that's good.
like,
That's good.
we saw he went out to your property on X date. And we're taking a quick survey to evaluate him. What did you think about the meeting? Why didn't you decide to list with him? Like, just do, you know what I mean? Because that way it'll help, because you don't want to, at this point you're kind of guessing. So just go back and ask people, like shoot them an email asking them, and then like call them up and ask them. Yeah.
No, that's okay. I'm about to go do that, honestly.
Yeah.
For all my past appointments. So
yeah. And even if you only hear from like one person,
still
at least it'll be like, it's still worth it. Yeah.
It's valuable information. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. Next week. Oh, so you're gonna give me the listing presentation, and then I'll look over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right.
All right,
Cool.
and then you're gonna go make some phone calls.
Yes, gonna make some phone calls.
All right. Go set some appointments. I'll see you at Jackie's meeting. Yeah.
Yes.
All righty. Good luck.
All right. Thanks.
Bye bye.